Water levels rise, leaving major cities partially underwater. The world becomes so hot and depressing that people turn to memory surfing to escape the present. One man loses the woman of his dreams. Perhaps the key to finding her resides in his memories. Hey everyone, welcome back to Clubhouse Movies Podcast, where we review movies and talk shop about movies. I'm your host, Mark Rubalcaba, economist and film enthusiast, and I am joined by Mr. Abel Panetta, professional photographer and 1/7 of the gruesome twosome. I like that. I keep changing the ratio, because it goes up and down.
Yeah, today, it fluctuates just like weight.
Yeah. Hey, double entendre there.
There you go.
Today we are reviewing Reminiscence, starring Hugh Jackman, and was written and directed by Lisa Joy.
Ooh.
So, for whatever reason, the movie and I
disagreed.
Didn't really do a whole lot for me.
It didn't jive, man.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. Maybe it felt like a dream or an echo of a movie.
I think many echoes of many movies.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I was watching this, I'm just sort of like, whoa, what's going on? He's in Waterworld.
Yeah, well, dude. I was like, wait, well, I was like, what in the Minority Report?
Yeah. So what about you? What are your thoughts?
I mean, at first, when I put it on, I did put it on late last night and then finished it this morning. It must have been the mood I was in, because when I first put it on, I was like, this is boring. This is a snore fest. Yeah, I fell asleep watching it. So
that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, this movie, I'm having trouble. If I saw this in theaters, I would have woken up so relaxed at the very end of the movie.
You would have been like, I was in these memories.
I was in some dude's memories and curtains. Some dude had no legs, but he had legs and a dog later on.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman talked me through my dreams.
What's that?
Like, you're in a dream. You're in a dream.
When that first happened, I wasn't sure if that was like him narrating the movie, because he narrates the movie too.
Yeah, it was this weird like fourth wall that wasn't really a fourth wall. I was just watching it going, what?
And then later on, like he's like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're saying, because the cop's like, we're because okay.
And then the guy starts convulsing.
We'll talk about it.
Give it premise.
Okay, yeah. Well, what were you saying?
You're not all confused over here.
So the main mystique or draw to this movie is you can go into your dreams via a machine that Hugh Jackman and Thaddeus Newton operate. They also do freelance detective work since they can go into your dreams. But Hugh Jackman loses this girl he likes, so it becomes a detective movie.
Yeah,
with him going through dreams, but not going through dreams and finding things in real life.
Yeah, it's so like as confusing as that sounds. It's as confusing in the movie. So you kind of like, you just can't watch this and be on your phone writing notes and stuff like we typically do. You got to really, I think you got to kind of pay attention to this thing, because not that it has these stupid twists. It's just that it's so overarching on itself. You're just like, what is happening?
The thing about this movie is one of the big things. It's about dreams, right?
Yeah.
But there's a time jump that also happens.
Yes.
That happens before the dream. And you just think, like, how long was he with this woman for? Like, how long was that time jump for? And we didn't need to really have that time jump, I guess. Or we could have just had the movie start there, maybe.
Yeah. And it would have
just kind of
started action right off the front, man. You know? But, sorry, I say that too many times. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what threw me off is you couldn't tell when he was actually in the present time or in his memory, because you'd be watching it, you're like, oh, I'm into this, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's waking up. Oh, awesome. And also like they keep mentioning this war that happened, which we find out that
it was the Tomorrow War, believe it or not.
Yeah, so
no, I don't know.
Honestly, when you're watching it, that's all I could think of. It was, and you're like, man, that was a bummer. So
this is what happens in another part of the city.
Yeah. And they keep saying this war. Oh, you were part of the war. You are the war. So all this is happening, and oh my God, it's so damn. I'm thinking about it now, going, this pisses me off.
Well, I just think it's funny that Hugh Jackman, he's like, I'm gonna quit being Wolverine just so I can be in movies like Reminiscence. And what was the other one? The Greatest Showman.
Hey, I like that one. I like musicals though, so hey.
I don't know. Hugh Jackman,
me and my wife can watch
he
those.
went from the greatest action star to being in a B movie that.
I mean, but hey,
a straight to DVD movie that went straight to DVD Max.
But he was a theater star before he was an actual action star.
Yeah, but
it's
now
like, they cast a tall Wolverine.
Yeah, this movie that takes place in almost like a water world.
Yeah,
and
it's like ankle water
It
world.
starts with it's like Venice, but like you can drive through it. Apparently,
Yeah,
I remember seeing the cars in the background. I'm like, what's going on? Like, is the salt water killing these cars or what?
Yeah, yeah, I know. As someone who likes mechanics and stuff, I'm watching it going, this is terrible for the cars undercarriage.
And it starts with this big sweeping shot of the city.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, this water world seems kind of fake. Like it just looks so CG'd. It looked like they added the water just later.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
This movie doesn't look futuristic enough.
Yeah.
And they just kind of did it. And they're playing this weird indie rock soundtrack. Like the whole music's kind of like.
Honestly, I couldn't even recall any of the music that happened.
It's just indie rock plucking.
Yeah.
Like very Nirvana, but like very.
Just grungy.
This movie wanted to be a film noir detective.
You know, it did.
But it didn't film noir detective enough.
No, it was... Yeah, and it was... Oh, man.
I almost think he was supposed to be a cop or something, but then they kept rewriting the story or something to make it
Well, I guess what happened is during this war that nobody knows... Like, you don't...
Yeah, who'd they fight?
Nobody knows. Each other, probably.
How long ago was it?
The dry footers against the wet legs? I don't know.
Well, don't tell that guy with the dog.
Yeah, dude, Jesus.
In his dreams, he has a dog and he has legs, and he's okay. That
And we meet him when he has no legs.
That reminds me of that scene in Zombieland where Woody Harrelson was always talking about his dog. Yeah, me and my dog Chester. Like we always used to go out and like get ice cream together. And it was like, you and your dog would get ice cream, and then like you see like flashbacks with him and his dog, but then they reveal later on that Chester was his son. So it's like, oh, that makes so much more sense. No, this guy's dog Chester was really just his greatest memory in his entire life.
Yeah, man. So like back to the memory thing. So because he was in this war, I guess he was he would interrogate people. And originally this mind thing, this like dream thing where you would go back in time to interrogate bad guys, go in their memories, because you can't lie about your memories. They can just find layers, I guess. Even though you can lie.
Yeah. You can lie. You can stage memories apparently.
Yeah,
and you can even buy third-rate memory machines, which are
2D apparently.
Yeah, you just put up on a flat screen as opposed to Hugh Jackman's like curtain version, which
is
comes
like
up and projects like a 3D image.
Which is like if you've seen Minority Report, it's Minority Report, and now he's living his best life through his memories, and Thandie Newton's this alcoholic. Friend of his who
has a secret daughter, one of the many secret kids in this movie.
Yeah, so now like obviously so this woman, that huge Jack man is
Jacked man,
who's God, I don't even know his name in the movie anymore.
Gotta check the dossier. He played Nick Bannister, troubled army guy, turned dreamscape dude.
Yeah. Jesus,
he's the guy who reads your memories. Apparently, the only one, but he's
a memory auditor.
Yeah.
So that'd be a cool title.
The Memory Auditor, starring Patrick Stewart.
Great Scott!
No,
I know. I told you, I did that to be funny.
Your dreams,
my dreams.
Your dreams.
Those are my only dreams.
Make it so.
Give me my dreams.
And he's Freddy Krueger now too. Okay, so what's going on?
So this woman, so the way it's all staged is she walks in to the scene. She's like, "I've lost my keys," and he's like, "I'm gonna help you find your keys.
Let's help jog her memory."
Yeah. So she gets freaking naked from the back down, so you can only see her back, and she's like, "You're going to see everything anyway," and he's like, "Are you decent?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was thinking, at least it's Rebecca Ferguson. Like
it's his co-star in the movie, The Greatest Showman. She's the one who sings.
Was it?
Yeah. It's her.
Wow.
Like Not Enough or Never Enough, whatever that was. She, she lips.
I guess it is her now that I remember her, because also she was in Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, and they had a freaking scene that was very reminiscent of. Wow, there goes the title of The Greatest Showman. Oh, yeah. No, it's like
well, Jose's in rehab. I got to do the sound effects too.
So like we might find him on the streets later. Who knows?
I don't know.
So there's this scene where Hugh Jackman's character is chasing this guy on a rooftop through like clotheslines that are laden with bed sheets and all these things, which is, hey, that's funny. That's the exact same scene in The Greatest Showman where he's singing with his wife right through a scene just
I
like
saw that. I guess
Yeah.
I guess you're right. I also remember she was in Doctor Sleep, but so was like the main villain of this movie, who was like one of like a couple villains who weren't really villains.
Yeah.
There were like 3 or 4 different villains.
They're like bad guys, but not.
There
bad
was
guys.
Saint Joe, the drug dealer of
Yeah.
what was it called?
Boca?
Boca. Okay, so
Not Boba.
I
Boca.
also wrote Boca versus Nuke. Battle for the deadliest fictional drug. You decide. Remember Nuke was the drug in RoboCop 2 that they would put
Oh,
in their neck?
right. Dang, dude. And what was that thing they took in freaking Eraser? What was it?
Eraser?
Was it Eraser? Or no, it was oh my god. What was that? It wasn't that Collateral Damage movie. No. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they would go back in people's memories also. They would take drugs. Come on. They remade it.
Processing. Total Recall.
Total Recall.
No
There we
drugs
go.
in that.
Whatever. Felt like you were on drugs watching that movie.
No drugs in that.
At least the remake anyway, which was terrible.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The remake, I don't know, but I think there were any drugs in that. But I just remember thinking like, oh no, they're on the Boca. I got pure unrefined Boca, and it's
All I
like,
kept thinking about was like, where's the Italian food?
or even worse, like, oh no, they're eating like fake hamburgers.
Give me that big ziti.
They turned the fake hamburgers into drugs. But yeah, it reminded me of Nuke. So that Saint Joe was the big Boca dealer. He was like one of the many bad guys in this movie, and so was this dude.
And Danny Newton's character shoots him right in the back.
Yeah, she shoots him right back. And then also
badass.
Cliff Curtis, he was also in Doctor Sleep. Was also he was
I have not seen Doctor Sleep yet.
Okay.
I don't know why I've not seen it yet.
You should see it. We'll talk about it. He played the Boba Fett who's not Boba Fett. Remember, he was like the bald dude, and he had really janky like burn makeup.
Yep.
He was also another bad guy, but also there was like a family of rich people who were in that.
Yeah,
so there were
some tyrants kind of people.
Yeah, they were in charge of. Oh, yeah, I know, right? 350 degrees and counting. Anyway, one of the plot points in this movie is that I guess only the rich people own land now. Like,
yeah,
even though like I guess they could just move to like Colorado or something.
Yeah, and apparently there's this whole like thing they were hiding that nobody was aware of. Like, because at the end of the movie there's this crazy riot that happens.
Yeah, for what?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So with all of this happening, so apparently this also the woman that what's his face falls in love with, their memories.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, so Rebecca Ferguson, all this
May.
stuff is May.
May.
So,
Where's May?
yeah, so
Where's May?
So he goes searching for May, and everybody's like, "Let her go," whatever. He's like, "No, she never vanishes. No one just vanishes." And that's the point. Now we've gotten around through this confusing mess and tirade.
He finds his first clue where May was in the head of a junkie.
Yeah, and so it turns out that May
Who didn't see her for 5 years.
Yeah. It's freaking crazy. And it turns out that May was playing him the whole time. Or was she?
She was playing him the whole time because I remember like she's like, "Oh no one hears me sing in this club." I've been to nightclubs and like if there's a hot girl singing, everybody notices her singing. Everyone's trying to get a piece of that,
I'm sure, man.
And then the other villain, it's one of the rich guys we've been talking about. So the main plot point, one of them is that he has a wife, right?
Yep.
Who's I guess kind of crazy, but is she boning her son?
No. So she's crazy because if you go back into your memories too often and you don't get brought out soon enough or whatever, you get that memory ingrained in you, like burned in you.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah, she had a whole facade of like almost like a cuckold like team of people coming in to reenact her favorite memory where she met her husband.
Yeah, when she was like pregnant with her.
Yeah, in a watch
son.
store or something. But her son also played her husband in a lot of these dreams and dressed like him too. And then they just had weird looks with each other.
Yeah,
and he seemed like he was in on it.
And nothing's ever like explained as if anything else is going on. You kind of just assume. You're like, this is kind of weird in general, and God, and so all this is going on. And the movie's confusing, and things are annoying.
And everybody, much to your, you remember Dark City? Remember?
We actually wrote Dark City meets the Bourne Identity.
They're like, we don't. Everybody goes out at night, but they don't come out during the day. I'm like, have you ever been to Vegas? It's 120 degrees. Everybody's everywhere in Vegas.
Comes out in the daytime,
and things still shut down at 1 in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what anybody says. Like you go find a gourmet restaurant open at 1 in Vegas, and you know what? I'll go eat there because it's not the best food you get in Vegas at 1 a.m. Denny's
or In-N-Out.
Yeah, In-N-Out's good too.
Yeah.
But you can't
If
get a
they're
country
open.
fried steak In-N-Out.
No, you can't. Oh, dude, country fried steak. It's a terribly
where
made
can
one,
you
but
get-
it's delicious.
Where can you get a gourmet country fried steak? Is that a thing, or do you
I
have to
don't-
go to a diner to get it?
You got to go to a diner, and the only diner I know
fried
that
steak.
does it good
Country fried
is Eat at Rudy's. It closes at 2 p.m.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's a
you find
good
me a
diner.
country fried steak at 1
They
a.m.
got some really good gravy.
Country fried. What's it called? Rudy's?
Yeah, Eat at Rudy's.
Eat.
Everybody listening that's local to Los Angeles area, find Eat at Rudy's.
Country fried steak. Shout out.
We're gonna turn this ding into that.
No, the ding. We got to figure out a reason for the ding.
We got one. We're gonna implement it somewhere. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you can see it right there, right there.
Well,
It's there.
what it was originally was in Loveline, it was the basically bell. So whenever someone said basically,
Yeah,
they would ding it so they would stop saying it.
I recall.
So
this.
I actually have a tick now where
Okay.
whenever someone says I do this. So I think the main reason why I got it was it's the like.
Yeah. There we go.
So whenever
with the
someone says
paper,
like-
that was good.
But anyway,
We say like a lot.
so that's there. We'll figure it out.
We
Just try
will.
not to get it annoying. So yeah, to me, it was just kind of a Venice, Italy knockoff with the city, and I almost
Yeah.
feel like they added all the water effects later on.
Oh, they for sure did, man. I mean, some of them were you could tell were actually
Yeah, when they
practical.
when they kept trying to drown Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
When remember
in an eel tank.
what, I remember reading those
was
poor
fake.
eels. At least they disappeared.
I know. I was like, God, please no, none of them in his mouth.
Well, they disappeared. So the eel, he was in an eel tank choking, and then the girl shot the eel tank, and all the eels went, and they disappeared. You never
Yeah.
saw them again.
Like they for sure died.
Yeah, or they went off to Narnia or something.
Yeah, they got dizzily.
Why didn't why didn't they move to Colorado? And why?
Yeah, Mile
or,
High City.
or they had power. Why don't they have air conditioning?
Yeah, and like they had the ability. Like, how long did this happen? Because how long ago did it happen? Because they had this train, this light rail that was somehow perfectly functioning and made to hydroplane on water.
I don't know.
Yeah, so all that going on, all that stuff. So eventually he finds out, oh man, she wasn't playing me. She was somehow playing me to save herself, and then is like has a conscience, and now is like in love with me, and she kills herself and gets overdosed on the way down to killing herself, and then he kills the guy. Well, no, actually he doesn't kill the guy.
Oh yeah, he condemns him to the fate that he condemns himself at the end.
Yeah, so which is like his memory trapped in a loop, except he's awake.
He's awake, burning.
Yeah.
Because we said he's got scars all over his face,
Yes.
like new Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But
He's like, I'll give you the worst.
the worst punishment, you'll repeat your life forever. Yeah, and then they say he commits him to a fate worse than death, and it's a crime where you're convicted for where it's worse than murder.
Yeah.
Worse than murder. Wait, how can it be worse than murder if Hugh Jackman's the only one who owns the machine?
Yeah, apparently the only one that owns a high-end version of this machine. It's
But enough for people in other cities to know, like, oh yeah, you guys own the dream machine,
yeah. And everybody like gets in. Is that why the whole thing had the right happened at the end? They were like, we want to live dreams. We want to be dreams.
I don't know.
Man, it's crazy. This is nuts.
But I also got some Blade Runner vibes from this one.
Yeah. Oh man, I have so many references here, dude. I said
'cause-
Minority Report. I said not Eraser. I meant the other movie, Total Recall.
Total Recall. Yeah, so he had everyone spoke a different language in Blade Runner. They spoke city speak.
Yeah.
Did you read? I watched this with subtitles, and everyone had weird words interjected with a we're looking for the ma.
No. I felt like it was like Mandarin with random English words dropped into it.
It might have been, but it wasn't. It wasn't done to the point where it was like language.
It's completely
It was just adjectives.
comprehensible.
Yeah. So yeah, that was
you guys got to speak like the Na'vi.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I just remember they're talking about higher voltage, don't want to go too higher voltage. Oh, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna turn up the volt. Oh, he did do that to the guy.
Yeah, I thought
at
he
the
was
end.
going to electrocute him. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, he's in water. He's got these things on his head, and he's going to put up electricity. I was like, oh, death.
Also, that part where he's chasing fake Boba Fett. Remember, he gets his hand stuck in the
In a piano.
in the piano, and then he goes all the way.
Sucks him down 100 feet underwater.
It sucks them both down 100 feet underwater, and then huge jacked man is at the bottom, just pondering his life. I wonder where my life went.
Yeah.
And
And then somehow he doesn't just come out of the water like he's just drank about a gallon on the way up. He comes out like he's like this trained Navy SEAL. He's just like,
yeah, he comes up like really quiet, and then like fake Boba Fett is just sitting there pondering like his life choices as well. Like if you saw,
he's like, I should have been Boba Fett. He's like, maybe City of the whatever that Walking Dead spinoff was. Shouldn't have done that.
Maybe Fear the Walking Dead wasn't as good as it should have been. I mean, like, do we really need 3 Walking Dead? Remember when they greenlit like 3 or 4 Walking Dead ones?
Dude, that show should have stopped after season 3.
Fear the Walking Dead was so bad. Like, I couldn't even watch it.
I watched one episode and I was like, this is as believable as I am 6'5". I'm not 6'5".
I don't know how tall he is. Anyway, even though we
5'10".
probably talked about it in a few episodes.
But yeah, so all that being said, I'm gonna say this. Well, go ahead. You got a heavy thought weighing upon you.
I don't know how long it took him to like when his girlfriend disappeared.
Yeah,
because he's got to find his girlfriend to when like the main like story takes place, right? Because there's a big time jump.
There's a huge time jump.
He never talked to Thaddy Newton, his like partner.
Thandie Newton.
Thandie Newton, his partner.
Yeah.
Did she talk to you before she left?
Yeah, like did that never occur to him?
Yeah, and then like
until I guess we find out like months because we don't know how long.
Months later, that not only did they talk, but like she was also on Boca. She was on that Boca burger.
They're like, as they say, you're never off of Boca.
I googled Boca to see if it was real, like a real drug. Like,
what did you find?
It's actually the Bikers Against Child Abuse. So go,
wow.
So go Boca.
Nice. Boca.
Yeah.
Boca all day.
Yeah, there you go.
Free advertising.
for that,
yes.
For that and the
Eat at Rudy's.
Eat at Rudy's.
Support local.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of secret kids. The partner, the girl. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like we said, the girl
what was the rich woman banging her son?
Oh, man, so many things. And I feel like we spoiled it, but not so much for you guys here. I feel like this was like just enough to make you guys actually want to go watch this. But all that craziness, all that crap talking I just did being said, I'm still going to say I enjoyed it, man. And I think I enjoyed the love story. I was just like, wow, it just pulled at a heartstring.
So one more beef I had with this movie.
Yeah, go ahead.
At the very end, so like we said, he condemned the fake Boba Fett to a fate worse than death of him in his machine reliving his burn. And then somehow he was able to talk. Somehow Hugh Jackman confessed to this semi-murder or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I guess he ended up dying anyway, so I guess they have to take him out of the machine. So he was able to talk the DA and get a deal, which his deal was he would go into the machine and reside in this machine until he dies, I guess?
Yeah. Like until he turns into a prune?
Until he turns into an old dude. Then I remember thinking, like, the minute I'm like, does he eat in this machine? Does he poop in this machine? Do they change the water?
Yeah.
Is they wasting the power? Because
so many things.
It's the worst punishment ever.
It's like, are your tax dollars paying to keep this man alive?
Right?
For 80 years?
But like, can't they just like, I don't know, like not put him in there and then continue to use the machine?
Yeah,
you know, and
they could just say it and be like, oh, well, bye.
Because like, it's not like the world got any better. I mean, there was a riot, I guess, because like, I don't know, because the movie happened. Like, I don't know.
There's a lot of I don't knows.
The what do you call it? The somehow the rich, they didn't like the rich people because they were rich and they had land.
Yeah.
They bought the land.
I'll just say, all I felt like this movie was just Hugh Jackman's trying to get at Ryan Reynolds. They're both dropping movies within a week of each other.
Maybe, but I mean, like Ryan Reynolds like dropped a good one, so we got to do.
We will be doing that.
We got to do Free Guy. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, you want to do letter grades? You want to start? Or you want me to do it?
You can start.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a C-. I say this movie was close to being interesting. I felt like they wanted to do a film noir detective kind of movie, but they wanted to take place in Waterworld with hints of other sci-fi movies mixed in. Mm-hmm. I still feel this is a soft recommendation kind of thing because we encourage original movies.
Yeah.
But I almost gave it a skip it.
Oof. Almost, but didn't.
Yeah, I know.
And now back to me.
I felt bad for it.
Yeah. And I explain it. So I'm giving it a B+ actually.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I actually wrote, while this movie at first feels like it's blatantly using many parts of successful movies, you know, like The Bourne Identity, Dark City, Minority Report, that other freaking movie I keep calling Eraser.
Total Recall.
There we go.
Recall.
It's the story that allows you to see beyond what you see. So amid all that confusion, it's heartfelt and action-packed. It finally feels like Hugh Jackman is hitting his stride beyond his adamantium-clad alter ego.
All right, so that is a semi-soft, semi-hard recommendation.
That's what she's. It's a raging semi, as we call it.
Yeah. For the movie Reminiscence, check it out. It's on HBO Max. Until next time, I'm your host, Mark Rubalcaba, with Mr. Abel Panetta with Clubhouse Movies Podcast. We will catch you next time.